kick is up, it's on the way, and it's... What?
Oh, it's snapped by him into the end zone. Boots it out.
Respond. I think we went half a yard. That was bad.
These are the worst plays in NFL history. And first, a play so bad, it set an embarrassing NFL record.
On the kickoff return, Tannehill in trouble. Tannehill. Oh, he loses the football. Scooped up. Still free. Bouncing around like a pinball. Washington's got it.
Oh my God, 38 yards lost in that play. 38! Just look at the record books. That was the most yards lost in a single play in NFL history. But at number 19 is honestly one of the worst kicks you'll ever see.
Ravens respond. I think we went half a yard. That was bad.
Only a few inches? I've heard that before. But what I haven't heard of is number 18, where a bad play gave the other team 3 points. Just pay attention to how stupid the Bills are here, man.
The Raiders, it'll be Matt McGloin as their quarterback. That one bounces, and no one on the Bills goes to...
Yo, bro, pick it up. Pick it up, man. What are you doing?
Touchdown! What are the Bills doing? Doug Middleton falls on it for the Jets. Probably the easiest touchdown he'll ever have.
Oh my God, man. Instead of the Bills recovering the ball and giving themselves possession like they were supposed to, they all acted like they were on dial-up connection for a sec, and it damn near let the other team get points for free. Nobody was celebrating that play. But at number 17, a player's touchdown celebration caused his worst play ever. Deshaun Jackson got hyped for nothing, because when the Eagles threw it all the way downfield to him,
Loading up deep for Deshaun Jackson.
I mean, the play looked beautiful, I can't even lie. But Deshaun made a huge mistake during it. Because just checking the replay at the 1 yard line, you know, before dude was actually in the end zone yet, he really threw the ball backwards because he thought he already scored and the play was over. Mans was edging to celebrate that badly. His opponents saw that, so they challenged the call and the touchdown was overturned. Dude really celebrated a play that didn't even count, all because he couldn't wait 1 more yard.
Idiot.
But at least nobody was eating anything on that play. At number 16, a player's worst play happened because he accidentally ate his teammate's ass?
More than in Indianapolis, the offensive coordinator, you got a busted play here, and then...
There's no way that play smelled good, tasted good, or even looked good. Mans really went face first into his own teammate's ass, fumbled the ball, and gave up a touchdown. But at number 15, a team's decision was so bad, it got him clowned by NFL legends.
I don't want to hear a radio station. I don't want to hear a scream. I bet not hear nobody talk about we them boys. Because y'all not them boys. And y'all don't make no noise.
Some of the most legendary players in Broncos history, Shannon Sharp and Peyton Manning, were watching their team's game live. And with around a minute left, not only were the Broncos only down by a point, they had all 3 of their timeouts left, which easily would have allowed them plenty of plays to win the game. Until they made some of the dumbest decisions ever. A quick play had Mans get down with about a minute left. And yeah, he should have ran out of bounds, but like I said, they have all of their timeouts. They realize this, right?
We got 3 timeouts, E. I might use one right here, E. Let's use one. Let's talk about this one.
Well, you don't want to waste that much time, I don't think.
A few moments later.
Well, they did. 40 seconds later. 40! Even dude on TV was calling timeout after timeout before anybody actually on the field realized.
Well, they've got 3 timeouts, yeah. You'd think they'd want a little time to be able to think this over. But the clock continues to run. This is taking forever.
Now, all right. I'm sure this was all for a good reason. They have to have some sort of trick play coming up, right? Man, well, they decided to line up for one of the longest field goals in NFL history. A kick that was only made twice ever, even though they didn't need to. And what do you know? They missed it and lost the game. Ridiculous, man. But at number 14, a player got emotional after his worst play ruined his team's entire season.
Honestly, I was just feeling like a failure.
The Colts had to win this game. Otherwise, as you can see, their season would be over. So with the game coming down to the final minutes and needing to get downfield to score, on what could be their last possession of the game, they only needed a single yard for a first down to keep their chances of that happening alive. And well...
It's in Minshew's hand, and a drop by Goodson. Texans make the stop, and they take over up by 6.
Wow, dude was wide open for the easiest catch of his life, and he really dropped the ball on that one. All jokes aside, of course he was stunned, the fans were in disbelief, and afterwards, not only did he tell reporters that he just wanted to talk to his parents, saying, they're probably the only people loving me right now, he got emotional talking about his mistake.
I worked too hard to, just drop the ball like that. And I got to accept that, and that's okay.
When you got off to the sideline right after that, just what was the reaction from the team? What were you feeling at that moment?
Honestly, I was just feeling like a failure.
Now, alright, even though Mans was tearing up, there was still a bright side of the entire situation. At least he didn't make the worst play in Colts history. That was at number 13, where a player's throw got him clowned by the entire world.
Titans early in the season starting to get warmed up. Wentz faking the handoff, but under pressure. Barely gets it, and it's intercepted. Disaster for Indianapolis.
Okay, man, that had to be one of the worst throws in NFL history. Like, I could've did better than that. Oh wait, I'm ass. Anyways, instead of just throwing the ball away, dude really tried to pass with his opposite hand and threw the entire game away. His opponents got the easiest touchdowns of their careers with that interception to win. But the real ops were the fans on Twitter saying crazy things about him. They said that was one of the worst things I've seen a quarterback do. Wentz lost his mind. Another fan said it was the single worst interception he's ever seen. And one person even posted a meme saying this was what Wentz was thinking.
I don't know. I was so in the moment.
But quarterbacks don't only make bad plays throwing the ball. At number 12, Tom Brady created the worst plays of his career when he switched positions twice. The man might be a GOAT at quarterback. His form even looked decent when he tried to become a kicker. But lining up as a receiver is something I'm honestly surprised he didn't learn his lesson from the first time.
He is going to throw it to Brady. Oh, Brady's flexing his goodness gracious.
Mans really thought he was onto something, then he embarrassed himself. At least that bad play was only in the regular season, though. There was a time he tried to trick everyone in the biggest game of the year at the Super Bowl, then did this.
And now you got it flip back here to Danny Amendola, who throws, and it's Brady who can't haul it in.
Yeah, after failing once again, I think he realized he should just stick to throwing the ball and kissing his son. Ew. Now that's weird. But what's even weirder is number 11, where a player's worst play only happened because of insane weather. It went down in Chicago, aka the Windy City, and not only were the flags in the stadium blowing around like crazy, the wind was so bad that players couldn't even practice throwing or even snapping the ball. Now, I'm not a weatherman, but even I could have told the Bears that there should be no field goals in the forecast.
Ooh, that joke sucked.
Okay, dude. Regardless, during the game, they went for it.
And the kick is up, it's on the way, and it's no good.
I don't even care if the wind made a curve like that. The kick was so bad, it sent a fan home with a souvenir. Now, alright, don't get me wrong, the plays we've seen so far have been pretty bad. But now that we're getting into the top 10 worst plays ever, these plays are on a whole new level of ass. Like the time one of the worst plays in NFL history actually made someone $20 million. Super Bowl 48 was already supposed to be special. The legendary businessman Mark Cuban wanted to up the stakes. Literally. He decided to risk $1 million on what I thought was one of the dumbest bets I've ever heard. Something I don't even think happened in a game ever. The bet was for the first play of the game turning into a safety. There's no f***ing way that was gonna happen, right?
It's snapped over the head of Peyton Manning. A flag is down and the ball's out of the back of the end zone. It's a safety to start this game as Manning wasn't ready.
No way. How the hell did that even happen, man? There's no way that wasn't rigged. On the first play of the biggest game of the year, they really forgot how to snap the ball and it gave up a safety? Obviously the crowd was hype, but nobody on the planet was more excited than Mark Cuban when he tweeted, "I had safety on the first play, $20 million, baby. Hashtag unbelievable." But something else unbelievable is number 9, where one legend's worst play was so bad, it cursed him. See, the curse started in Tony Romo's first playoff game ever with a little over a minute left. He carried his team downfield and put him in position for an easy field goal to potentially take the lead. Mans didn't even want to risk anything in this situation either. Like, he made sure he'd be the one holding the ball for the kick that would happen, but that was a big mistake.
Field goal attempt. Oh, it is fumbled by Romo, and then Romo's going to run to the end zone, and he's going to get tackled by Jordan Babineau. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Dude really dropped the snap, then tried to recover and score the touchdown, only to get obliterated in front of everybody. That right there kept the Cowboys down by 1, and of course lost them the game they should have easily won. And I could tell Romo never got over this, cause for the rest of his career, the dude was never the same star player. He never made it deep into the playoffs again, and honestly, I think that one mistake didn't only affect him, but the entire Cowboys organization. They literally get smacked so bad, there's no way they aren't cursed. Like, it kinda reminds me of number 8. They made such horrible plays in back-to-back playoff games, it got their entire fan base turned into memes.
Look at I mean, this beautiful right here. Look at her.
During the first round of the 2021 playoffs, where, oddly enough, Tony Romo was one of the announcers during the game, when the Cowboys needed a miracle, they instead just created the first of their worst plays ever.
The game's over if they keep it in bounds. You need someone, San Francisco, to get to the quarterback here. Prescott takes off running the football. Whoa, I don't think this is going to work out. It will. They'll be able to clock this. They were planning for it. It's down. Oh, my gosh. Oh, the official gets in the way. The game's over. Gosh. The game is over.
That's the end of the game.
The game is over. The game is over, and San Francisco survives and advances.
Instead of doing something to stop the clock, Dak ran it all the way downfield and ended up losing his team the game. Now, I was thinking they learned their lesson on how to manage the clock for the next time a game ever came down to the end, but boy was I wrong. Because the end of a playoff game the next year lined up for the exact same scenario of having one more drive to win, and the Cowboys did even dumber things. First, they completed a pass and dude ran out of bounds in an illegal way, so the clock kept rolling. Then a few plays later, he caught another pass and didn't even put his feet in bounds when he had plenty of room to do it. Just look at this. How did he forget to step inside the lines? But the dumbest of the plays came right after this, where with only a few seconds left and needing to make sure they either score or at least stop the clock, once I saw the way they all lined up for the play, I already knew this was going to be stupid.
A penalty. Prescott over the middle of the turret. Gets smoked right away. And that'll do it. The 49ers back to the championship game.
That was what they drew up in that situation? A 6-yard pass, even though they were like 75 yards away from scoring? Just like that, the game was over. So once again, the Cowboys let all their fans down so badly, not only were they tearing up, they got turned into memes on live TV.
I mean, this beautiful right here. Look at her, heartbroken and all of this stuff. Look at her right there. I mean, she ain't got no man with her. That's why, because he didn't want to deal with those tears.
But in number 7, a player's worst play ruined one of the best plays in NFL history. The best play was about to unfold when the Saints were down 7 points with only a few seconds left. What started off as a catch ended up in lateral after lateral after lateral, until eventually they ended up scoring one of the biggest miracles of a touchdown I'd ever seen. But I'm sure you understand a touchdown is only worth 6 points. Now the Saints were only down 1 with what is one of the easiest kicks in football to make, an extra point, until...
Alive, pending the extra point by John Carney.
And he missed. No!
Dude really missed that? He single-footedly lost his team the game and caused one of the biggest chokes in NFL history. But at least that was just a normal game. At number 6, I literally broke my TV in when I saw a player's worst play cost Mahomes, a championship. It was just one game before the Super Bowl, during an AFC championship matchup between the Chiefs and Patriots where everything was coming down to the end. Just look at the score. Chiefs up 4, all they had to do was get a stop to win the game. And as Brady pulled back to throw, the ball was tipped up for an interception. So at first I was like, hey! But when I saw that yellow notification that a flag was thrown, I couldn't believe my eyes. The refs called offsides on the Chiefs, and just peeping the replays, it showed that the player was clearly lined up over the line. I was just like everyone in the stadium, stunned. Even the player himself couldn't believe it.
They said I was lined up offsides. Was I?
Stupid. So the interception didn't count, gave the Patriots another chance, and Brady did what he does better than anybody in history, led them through a game-winning drive. But at number 5, some of the worst plays I've ever seen came from players who had butterfingers.
Ryan airs it out all alone. Juggled. Incomplete. Jones wide open, and he dropped it.
11 seconds to go. Stafford downfield, and his pass is dropped by Swift. He was in the end zone.
That should have been an easy touchdown, game winner for the Lions. Wow.
Brady fires downfield, and the pass is bobbled and dropped by Mike Evans. Would have had an easy touchdown.
Oh my goodness, you never see him do that.
Montgomery taking the snap. Trubisky launching it right back to Wims, and he drops a touchdown. The pass was perfect.
He's wide open by himself. It's right there. He's got no one. I mean, the defender's on the ground. You see Williams there.
2nd and 5. Downfield, wide open, but unable to secure it was Aaron Jones. He had it every which way, but in his hands.
Now, Now alright, as bad as all those drops were, thankfully there was nobody to blame besides themselves. But at number 4, a player literally blamed his worst play on God.
Levitri with a nice block at the guard. Going deep. He's got Johnson. Oh, he dropped the ball. That would have been the game winner.
Yeah, and what would have won his squad the game? He drops what would have been the greatest play of his career. And the craziest part about this is dude literally hopped on Twitter after the game and blamed God. Now, saying all that had a corny dude pretty upset.
Now, normally when someone blows a wide open right in the numbers muffin like that, there's a simple explanation: human error. Turns out not this time. You see, Johnson hit his Twitter feed to finger the real culprit, God. Tweeting, "I praise you 24/7, then this how you do me? You expect me to learn from this? How? I'll never forget this, ever. Thanks, though." God missed that catch.
But hey, speaking of gods, at number 3, a dude's worst play came when he tried to become the next Tom Brady, which is pretty ironic cause it wasn't even the quarterback's fault. Dude handed the ball off, and with 0 seconds left, this dude running all the way downfield had me thinking there weren't many options that could happen. But as he lateraled to his teammate, this dude did the dumbest thing he could think of.
Stanford band nowhere in sight. Uh-oh. It's picked off. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Unbelievable. Oh, wow.
Dude could have literally made any other decision, and it would have been better than what he did. That Patriots jersey on him must have made him think he was Brady or something. But sometimes, the Patriots are on the opposite end of bad plays. Cause at number 2, it's the worst play in Super Bowl history. The Seahawks rushed the ball and got tackled in a prime position to win the game. Cause being down just 4 points with an entire minute left to literally move 1 more yard, and having the NFL's best running back at the time, Marshawn Lynch, ready, everyone on the planet thought he was about to get the ball until a horrible call ruined everything.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
To this day, I still can't believe that on 2nd down, they tried throwing the ball a yard when all they had to do was run it in. They deserve to get picked off. Nobody in the entire stadium could believe what just happened, because with one throw, the Seahawks literally threw the entire Super Bowl away and lost the game they had the easiest opportunity to win. This was such a bad play, I'm not kidding, it had fans going headfirst through their TVs.
Do not throw a pass at the goal line when you have Marshawn Lynch.
Damn, that fan's lucky he didn't die from that. Which kinda reminds me of number 1. A play that was so bad, fans wanted a player killed. The Vikings were up against one of the best teams in the NFL, the Eagles, so Vikings fans desperately wanted to see them win. Things started off with their star players making plays like this, but another player on the team, Alexander Madison, eventually made the situation turn deadly. He began having a horrible game with plays like this.
From the 35-yard line. And Madison who takes over for Dalvin Cook, and again the ball is out.
And that fumble already had Vikings fans pissed off on Twitter saying nobody blows games like the Vikings. Jeez, fumbles? No awareness? Everything. And not long after, Alexander started making the situation even worse by getting the ball where he was tackled for negative yards. He even caught a pass and lost even more yards. It definitely didn't help that after all of that, the Vikings eventually lost in a close game, so fans blamed Alexander for everything. They hopped in his DMs saying some of the most out-of-pocket things I've ever seen, asking if he knew how to hold a gun and pull the trigger, because he clearly couldn't hold onto a football. Some were telling him to switch careers, like when one said, learn how to hold onto the ball. You get paid millions and can't do shit. Start selling cars or some shit. If you decide that's not for you. But honestly, some of the DMs got so deadly and so racist that if I even showed you what they said, my channel would get terminated. An NFL player getting that many death threats was obviously gonna make headlines. But the craziest part about the news is that Alexander isn't even the only star player who almost died. From a deadly plane crash that almost killed an entire NFL team, to Patrick Mahomes getting robbed at gunpoint. There's even an NFL legend who survived being eaten by a shark. And speaking of eating, I just screamed about NFL players for a decade in this video. My food's at my door and I'm starving, so I'm out. Just click this video and I'll see you there. Click it.